Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Samasta jana kalyani niratam karunamayam namami chinmayam devam sadgurum brahma vidparam. Kalabhyam chodalankrita shashikalavbyam nijatapaha Palabhyam bhakteshu prakatita palabhyam bhavatu me Shivabhyam astoga tribhuvana shivabhyam hridi punah Bhavabhyam ananda spuradanu bhavabhyam natiriyam. Naratvam, that is verse number 10. Naratvam devatvam nagavana mrugatvam mashakata pashutvam kitatvam bhavad vihagatva jananam sada tvatpadabja smarana paramananda lahari vihara saktam che hridayamiha kim te navabusha. Babisha kim shariram, whatever would be the form, how does it matter when the heart of the devotee is filled with the Lord alone? That is what he said here. Whether naratvam, devatvam, whether it is the human body or a body of a devata, nagavana mrugatvam, maybe the body is of an animal living in the forest, mashakata or even mosquito, pashutvam or any animal, kidatvam, a worm, vihagatva, the jananam, maybe a bird, bhavatu, let it be. Sada tvadbhadabja smarana paramananda lahari vihara saktam chet. If the heart of the devotee, whichever be the form he is or she is, it is able to enjoy the bliss, wave of bliss by the remembrance of the Lord. Padabja smarana paramananda lahari vihara saktam. Bala vihara saktam. Bala vihar means what? Viharati iti vihara. An abode of playful existence. Lahari vihara saktam. So that the heart is able to enjoy the plane of that beauty or bliss. Hridayam hakim tena vabusha. That hridayam, if it is like that, how does it matter which form it is? But then what is the qualification of a devotee then? Bhaktasya lakshanam kim bhavati? Bhaktasya lakshanam bhakti eva. That is considered as the not mere devotion, mere love, but what is known as Narada Bhakti Sutra will say, what is that? Parama Prema Swarupa Bhakti. Prema Swarupa Bhakti. Of the nature of supreme love. That supreme love means what? Love for the supreme. That alone is the supreme love. Everybody wants Paramananda, Ananda, Paramanandam. Paramanandam will come only when there is a permanent. Permanent alone is Paramananda. So that love for that which is Nitya Vastu, Satya Vastu, that alone can give everlasting bliss. Anistya Vastushu Sukha Leshaha api nasti. Even little pleasure is not there, joy is not there. So here in the following verse number 11, he reiterates this point. Vaturvage va yatirapi jati va taditaro naro va yakkaschit bhavatu bhavakim tena bhavati yadiyam hrit padmam yadi bhavadatinam pashupate tadiyastvam shambho bhavasi bhavaparam chavahasi vaturvagehi va yatirapi jati va taditaro naro va yakkaschit bhavatu bhavakim tena bhavati yadi yam hrit padmam yadi bhavadadinam pashupate tadiyastvam shambho bhavasi bhavabharam chavahasi. In our tradition, Hindu tradition, we have 4 stages of life. Brahmacharya, then Grihastha. This too we know. What we don't know is the what? Nobody wants to enter to the third one. They want to remain as holding the house. That's called householder. They don't want to let go of that. Probably they get some dog or a cat also. Then that holds on to them. So, Vane Prasthanam is called Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha means forest life for rest. That's called forest life. Nowadays, there is no forest, Swamiji. That's why we are not going to Vanaprasthashram. Vanaprasthashram does not mean you have to look for a forest. For rest. Meaning, all that you have done so far, stop. Don't repeat the same thing over and over again. Whatever you can let go, let go. One person was always happy. Somebody asked this question to that person. How is that you are happy? Whether it's shining or raining, cold or heat. How is that you are so happy all the time? He said, what I cannot control, I do not allow that to control me. Simple rule. Now think. What you cannot control, don't allow that to control you. If you take this as a simple philosophy, you will find, what all things you cannot control, tell me. Temperature, outside temperature, can you control? Whether it should be raining or shining, can you? You cannot. Political situation outside, share market going up and down, Ukraine war, mind of Putin. So many, Now you don't need to go that far. Can you control anybody else's mind around you? Okay, forget it. What about your mind? Why are we then, that we cannot control, why are we become victim of that? Knowing well that you cannot, don't allow it to control you. If only we realize that the thing that I can control is very limited, let me work only in that area. Rest of the thing, let it be. Then I am telling you, then you cannot but be happy. Our problem is, instead of what we can control, we try to control everything else. And we'll get utterly disappointed. And we keep on misery, keep our misery going. Zindagi ek suffer. Continuously suffer. What is the point? So, brahmacharya sthiti or vatuhu. Vatuhu means one who is a studying student. Vatur va gehi va. Whether I am a brahmachari or a student, gehi drihastha va. Yatira bijati va tatidaru. Yati means here should represent vanaprasthin. Yatnam karoti iti yatin shabda. So one who is putting effort to be in the state of tapas. Jati means one who's already taken to sannyas. Jatin. And he includes all of us. Itarova. Others who are neither here nor there. They say that they have become vanaprasthin, but all the time what they do is grandchildren, this, that, goes on and on. And it's very interesting. People, they not get bored at all. How long you keep on doing this? So, Batur va gehi va yetira pichati va taditaru. Naro va yakaschit. Whether it's a human or even otherwise. So let him be one bhavatu. Kim tena bhavati. What is that got to do with the heart of a devotee? Has nothing to do with which stage of life that person is. Nachiketa was what? Not Vatuhu only. Dhruva is only Vatu. Gajendra is only not even Nara. If you look at it, all those devotees are not necessarily of a particular category. Men or women, human or animal, intelligent or otherwise, wise or otherwise. Naru va yakkaschit bhavatu. Hey Bhava, Lord is addressed here as Hey Bhava. Oh, the Lord, which Bhava means one who brings continuous change in this world. Bhava, Hey Bhava. Kim tena bhavati. Kim tena meaning whatever it be, whether it is Vatuhu, Gehi, Jati, Yogi, tena vapusha, earlier it is said also. Which ashrama one belongs, what is his level of maturity, understanding, knowledge. Yadi yam hrit padmam, iyam hrit padmam, yadi bhavat adhinam pashupati, bhavat adhinam bhavati, completely identified or completely depending upon you only. Tab bhavat adhinam bhavati, yadi tadiyatvam shambho bhavasi. That's the beauty of this Lord. Bhagavan Krishna also said that those who come to me, I give myself to them. Not just blessing or grace. He will become me. Jnani tu atmaiva bhavati. There is no difference between me and the jnani. Similarly, a bhakta also, he says, among the bhaktas only included jnani. Is it not true? Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana Sukruti Norjuna Artho jignasu artharthi jnani. Jnani api bhakta eva. So I give myself, and there is no difference between me and him. My own abode I will give. So it is by that devotion, Bhagavan says that you do not stay away from me, you become me. In the parlance, in the knowledge, it is said that Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati. Bhagavata, Bhaktaha, Bhagavat Swarupameti. They become Bhagavat Swarupam. So, Tadiyatvam Shambho, whatever be that very form which they take up, or whatever be their attitude, whatever be they are, that is why Bhagavan said earlier in Gita also, Yo yom yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhaya architum ichchati tasya achalam shraddham tameva vedadamyam. Whatever be the form they take up to worship, I will give shraddha to that form, for after all forms are my form only. Uniform. Right? So, yo yam yam tanum bhaktaha shraddhaya architum ichchati. Whatever be the one which they very dedicatedly, with great faith, they come to worship. Tasya achalam shraddham. In that very thing, I will give them achalam, unchanging, unmoving, constant, steadfastness. So, tadiyatvam shambho bhavasi. You become that. That is the beauty of the Lord here. Tadiyatvam shambho. To that person, whichever form he worships. Bhavasi bhavabharam chavahati vahasi. You also take bhavabharam. The worldly burdens of such a devotee, you take it upon yourself. Problem is for us is that we carry on our shoulder all the various unwanted concerns also. Thinking that we are the CEO of this world, thinking that without us the world cannot exist, only to later on find out without you it is better. It is much better than. So one person came to me and asked, Swamiji, when somebody dies, why do they say rest in peace? Right? R.I.P. So I said, when he died, the rest of the people are in peace. I don't want to tell that person anyway. Rest of them are in peace when this fellow is gone. So that's why rest in peace. Not to that person. So we think that we are responsible for everything happening in this world. So see, when you eat the food, who is responsible for digestion? Who, you tell me? Do you do anything to do that? Don't disturb. I just now had dinner. I'm working very hard to digest that thing. Do you? Of course, it depends on the food also. Some people ask me, Swamiji, how was the food? I'll tell you tomorrow. I cannot be sure about it today. Only tomorrow I will know. But even for breathing and anything and everything that goes on within you, who is responsible? Are you breathing? Yes or no? Do you? Are you doing this an activity? It's just going on, whether you like it or not, whether you know it or not. There is in Upanishad is said, who is breathing when you're sleeping? Who is breathing when you're sleeping? Do you do that actually with consciously you're doing that? Blood circulation is going on, you are getting old. Swamiji, yes, you are getting old. Don't worry about it. Whether you like it or not, your nails are growing, hair, of course, sometimes it grows, sometimes. But it goes on without your permission. So what is that you are doing, you tell me, even in the body? 99% of the thing that is going on in your body has nothing to do with you. So why are you saying that you are responsible for the world? What is that you are responsible? Only problems. You are responsible only for the problems. So when we realize that Bhava Bharam Tarai Vahasi Tvam, even otherwise you are only doing this. When I realize this, then I cannot but surrender. Knowingly or unknowingly it is going on. When I know it, I feel so free. I can claim my freedom by recognizing and realizing this. Sab chal raha hai. Everything goes on. Where I can make a change, I should. Where I can't, just leave it. Nowadays, the children, the parents think they are 100% responsible for every breath that child takes. And they become so miserable with that. I don't know how they are so... And Bhakta is one, Sarvam Ishwara Ichchaya. Everything is going on according to the Lord's wish. Thy will be done, thy will be done. So now here, he says, Tadiyastvam Shambho Bhavasi. You are, according to the wish of this very, thou becomest, in English, thou becomest his own. And by what? Hritpatvam bhavat adinam pashupati yati. If one lets his heart or her heart for your abode, then you become the possessor of that, owner of that. As Gurudev would say, becomes an empty reed, then his music will come. Right? In the hand of the Lord, the blue boy of Vrindavan, he would say, become the empty reed, then his music will come. Otherwise, our music is horrible indeed. It's not symphony, it's a cacophony. When he does that, it is symphony. When we become empty, and he will fill it. So when we unnecessarily take things that in our hand, which we know that we are not responsible, how foolish it would be to think that you are responsible for your digestion, your blood circulation, your functioning of your liver and everything. How miserable you become. Even when you go to a doctor and then when he gives the medicine, will you not have the faith, okay, it will work? You don't ask, oh, come on, show your first certificate first, whether you are really studied MBBS or not. And what is the composition of this? Now I went to Google and checked up what is the composition of that. We don't have the faith in the doctor also. You go to a studio, yoga studio, and then they say, come on, do this kind of postures and asanas. And first day itself, you cannot find result, obviously. But when you go by the instruction and keep doing it, and you start enjoying the results out of that, then you realize it's better that you believed at that point. That's why you have progressed. That's what I was telling today. Somebody asked me this question, Swamiji, I've been going to study groups, etc. I don't see any improvement at all. Then I said, if you have not come, it would have been worse. If you have not attended, think about that part. See, we don't realize that what we did not do. If we had not done what we have done, we would not know what the consequences would be. At some point of time, you had faith in what you did and what you've been doing, and you proceed on, the result of which you will enjoy and then look back. Yes, that's what I did by the instruction of the Guru or Shastra or by my own understanding of that at time, and now it has yielded the result. In the same way, one who has given his own heart to you to own it, Tadiyat Swambambo Bhavasi Bhavabaram Chavahasi. You are taking care of it all the time. I only come to realize this. Already you are doing it. We are those people who carry the burden on your head even while you are traveling in a train. Think about it. Carrying that burden. Why are you carrying? Because it's mine. Why don't you keep it down the train? Anyway, it's carrying you. No, we still want to carry that in our own head only. Think about the entire universe is continuously moving. With whose grace is that? Whose grace is that? Once when I was in Calcutta, and I was first posting was in Calcutta. And I came out of my, I go to the marketplace and also to deposit some of the, book collection or whatever. So once in 2-3 days, I go and then put the money in the bank, nearby bank. So I was coming out to go to the market and to the bank, etc. As soon as I stepped out of the building, it is next to that is a road. So I was about to open the gate and go, and I found a 10 rupee note on the floor. I looked at it, and busy street, and looked around. Nobody was there. Somebody might have left it by mistake, dropped out of their pocket. I took it and looked around. Nobody was there. So I took it there. Okay, added to the bank, went and deposited. Next day, again, I was going to the market. Then I came out of the gate, and lo and behold, what I found? 10 rupee note. Now I'm a little careful. In the same place, it's not possible for somebody to drop 10 rupee note every day in the same place. Now I looked carefully more now. Somebody is watching whether this brahmachari is tempted to take the money or not. No, I waited for some time. Nobody claimed. Nobody seemed to be interested. Chalo, took it, went. Next day, even before entering the gate, I had this thought. Probably today also there will be 10 rupee note. And I opened the gate. There was a 10 rupee note. Now I know this is a test on me. Why? Because it is an intelligent person who with an intention is doing this, right? Now, the story is stopped there, okay? Now, every day you see the sunrise happening, do you think it is haphazardly going on? There is a real intelligence behind that with an intention, which none of us can comprehend. Why? One small girl asked me, this is an interesting question this got, first grade or so, when I visited the Bhagavad classes. So she asked, Swamiji, I have a question. Yes. We see the flower. Is it science or a miracle? First grader, huh? I said, where is this question coming from? Is it a miracle or a science? So I said, how is a science? Why is a miracle? Isn't it? How the flower is a flower is a science. But why it is, who can explain? Why should the flower be there? Similarly, how is explained by the science? But why? And that why part of it is indeed incomprehensible. Those who are stopped asking why, they become wise. Because they accept it. It is so. This acceptance is the real surrender. How much ever you scientifically analyze, at some point of time, you have to stop because you don't know why. You can only explain the phenomena which is already happening. Why it is happening? So that is what is called a true understanding and then surrendering it. Understand the limitation of the buddhi, intellect. Hridpadmam yadi bhavad adhinam pashupate. Your own lotus heart has become resorted to that Lord, knowing well, beyond that there cannot be any explanation. Tadiyastvam, to become, you become that person, be own being. Shambho bhavasi bhava bhavaram bhasi, then he will come to realize that you are taking care of it already. So, vaturva gehi va, this understanding can be in anybody, whether it's a brahmachari or a grihastha or vanaprasthin or a sannyasin, whatever it be. Vaturva gehi va yatirapi jati va taditaro naro va yakkaschit bhavat bhavakim tena bhavati yati yam hrit padmam yadi bhavadadinam pashupate tadi yastvam shambho bhavasi bhavabaram chavasi. Vahasitvam, you are carrying it. You are carrying me along with that. Not only me, all the burdens that we have as karma vasanas. You are making sure that my karma vasanas are given a field of expression and giving me an opportunity to exhaust them also. That exhaustion of vasanas is not by experiencing the vasanas. Please, you understand that experiencing vasanas will never exhaust it. Jnate vastunyapi balavadi vasana anadiresa karta bhokta ahamadi. That vasanas are anadi. Karta bhokta ahamadi. Sa asya sansara hetu. Pratyak drishtya nivasadi sada. Sa apaneya prayatnat. Muktim prahut tadihamanuyo vasana tanavam. How much our vasanas that you cannot exhaust it. Instead, turn your attention. Pratyak drishtya. In Vedanta, we say pratyak drishtya. By turning your attention, here, turning your heart to the Lord. Surrender to the, that prapatti and nishtha are one and the same. Prapatti in the Bhakti Marga and Nishtha and Jnana Marga are really speaking one and the same only. Surrender at the level of the heart or turning your mind's attention to abide in the self, essentially by spirit is one and the same. Satpratyaya kimna vihaya sandam rittesha chinta chinta rahito hridakya kadam smarama tamameyamekam tasya smritihi tasya dridaiva nishtha. Smriti eva nishtha. Nishtha eva smriti. When the heart has become devoid of thoughts, as Ramana Maharshi would put, hriddesha chinta rahito hridakya. Hridakya. What is hridayam actually here? Hridakya atma eva. Chinta rahita. Thoughtless state of mind is called heart. Heart is not a pumping on. Otherwise, all heart surgeons will be realized. Open the heart. Oh, see him sitting there, corner. Bhagavan. A physical heart meaning. What is hridayam? Hrit ayam idi hridayam. Hrit means this. Artha means sorry. Hrit means satyam. Ayam this. Hridayam. Hriddesha chinta rahito hridaya akyah. Hridakyah. Tasya smritihi tasya dridaiva nishtha. Katam smarama tamameyam ekam. How can you remember ameyam ekam? An immeasurable one, how can you even remember? Nishtha eva smritihi. So smaranam is given here is tad nishtha, atma nishtha. Aham tad aham. Soham asmi iti bhavaha. Tadeva nishtha, tadeva pravrittihi, tadeva smaranam. That one who abides in his own self in the absence of the thoughts which make the mind. Tadadinam. See, the thing is, when the example of no talk will be complete without this Rajju Sarpa, so I have to bring it in. Sarpasya karanam kim? Tell me. Sarpasya karanam. Sarpasya karanam rajju. If you say, you are wrong. Right? Rajju did not create the sarpa. Rajju or the rope did not create the snake. So, snekasya karanam, sorry. Sarpasya karanam kim? Ajnana. Sarpasya ashrayam kim? Rajju. Ashrayam na karanam. You understand this point? The rope is ashraya na karanam na hetuhu sarpasya. Rope is not the cause for the snake. Rope is the support of the snake. So what happens when we understand this example carefully? Manasaha karanam kim. If you understand manaha in the sarpa rupena, if you understand mana is like that of a sarpa, which is a projection, manasaha ashrayam atma. Manasaha karanam ajnana. Ahankar. Right? Now, when you are in the state of deep sleep, some of you are there, in the sushupti avasthayam, manasaha layam karane gacchati. Karane heto. Into that karana, into that very, the cause, it merges. Avidya being the cause of this, mana, mind, when it is in the state of sushupti, it goes to the source, cause. Therefore, ajnana karanat na janadi kinchit. Why is that? I do not know what happened. Because it merged into avidya. Parantu samadhi avasthayam ashraye layam gacchati. It is not going to the karana, it goes to the support. That is the difference between laya and laya sthiti in the lying state and samadhi avasthayam manaha ashrayam pratigacchati. Ashrayam tu brahma swaswarupa swayam vijanati swayam jyotiswarupatvat. Therefore, it is self-knowing, self-resplendent. Therefore, there is no absence of knowing. Remembrance takes place because it is ashraya and not avidya. So therefore, in prapatti as well as in the case of abidance, in both the cases, you're going to the ashraya, to that support. Just like when the snake is merged into the rope, and upon knowing that it is a rope, there is no more further birth or expressions of the snake. In the same way, upon reaching the ashraya, samadhi avasthayam, when one wakes up to the world again, there is no non-remembrance of that. It is not intuition. That's why buddhigrahyam atindriyam iti Bhagavan has said very clearly. In Gita, he said buddhigrahyam atindriyam. Buddhi means atma jnana jnanena buddhya viveka buddhya grahyam. Grahidam shakyate. So when it is said padma adhinam, meaning you are resorting to the very source of its support. Then only that individual comes to realize the one who is operating from within is the one who is operating without everywhere, taking care of everything. So what is the point in worshipping anything, anybody else? That is said in verse number 83. Jananamritiyutanam sevaya devatanam na bhavati sukaleshah samshayo nasti tatra. अजनिममृतरूपं साम्बमीशं भजन्ते यैह परमसौख्यं ते हि धन्या लभन्ते। जनन मृतियुतानां सेवया देवतानां न भवति सुकलेशः संशयो नास्ति तत्र। अजनिममृतरूपं साम्बमीशं भजन्ते यैह परमसौख्यं ते हि धन्या लभन्ते। जनन मृतियुतानां devatanam, even the devatas who are worshipped, they are the residents of the heavens, they are also subject to janana marana. Their amritatvam is only temporary amritatvam. It is not permanent. They are considered as amrita swarupa, but not necessarily jnana janita amritatvam, karma janita amritatvam. That's all. So karmakshaye, karma phalakshaye, punaha agachanti. Chine punye, martyalokam, martyaloke eva karma kartum shakyate tasmat. Where the punya can be gained only here. Karma karte hue hi. While doing action only you can do the punya. And so devata loga karma kar nahi sakta. Because the physical body is not there. Karena karma. Why it's called kara? Karma kartum shakyate tasmat kara. Where the hands are not there, kara is not there, where karma is possible. That's why animals cannot do the karma. Why? What they karma? They do karma. What is called? That's called kriya, cheshta. They can only do action, activities, but not karma. Karma is possible one who has hands. Because that's why it's called kara. So now even devatas who probably had elevated themselves to a higher level, but there is karma nature. No, you cannot do karma there. So without karma, there is no karma phalam. If the karma phalam is not there, there is no punya. When the punya is not there, your visa is expired. You have to come back to Manushya Loka and then continue that. Swamiji, is it not true that now human population has increased? Yes, because you have destroyed all the forests. Where do the animals go? They came as your grandchildren. You can see the way they behave, almost like janwar. Is it not? Human population is not increasing. They become human. Then you can see if some of them look like just now arrived. From Mrigabhava to Manushya Bhava. So even devatas, janana mridiyutanam, janana marana yuktanam, devatanam sevaya pujanena karmana. By then doing worship of them, by doing rituals, etc., sukha lesha na bhavati. Not even an iota of joy. Bhagavan Krishna says in Gita also that you get worldly prosperities, isn't it? Parasparam bhavayantaha shaya pramavapsyata. You get, you worship the gods and they will give you what you want. And because without you worshipping, they have no power. Like local councilmen, if you don't vote, how do they maintain their position? Isn't it? You have to do your part and they will do their part. Parasparam bhavayanta. In Chandogya very clearly it is said, for the devatas, manushyaha pashu samanaha. Pashu samanaha. Like you have a cattle or a bullock or buffalo, whatever is there. You feed them only to make them work. Why are you feeding them otherwise? You feed them so that you work, get a work out of them. They come tired, you feed them again. The next day you keep them. Similarly, devatas are feeding you, making you work for them. Seriously. That is why in the the Bhagavata Katha, when Krishna said, we are not going to worship anymore the Indra. Yugandhra got very wild. If you don't worship, then where do my power go? So he came with so much of thunder and lightning and this and that. Krishna said, what do you think? You can do this to me? I can show how limited you are. Without me, you are not there. Not out of arrogance, but to give him a lesson there. So when people worship to that, by that worship alone, the Chota-Mota Devatas get their power. So they cannot give you joy because they themselves don't have a joy. Because one who is having his own position, temporary and not sure, how can such a person give you joy? They can give you material things, but not joy. A 100 rupee currency note is valid only when there is value for that in a place. You take a small child, only 6 months old, you give one currency note, $100 currency, and in another hand, you have a chocolate. Which one do you think you will take? I don't know about nowadays children, but you keep two things. Which one that child will take? Nowadays, they take both. Because that child does not have any value for this paper. Or you are in a lonely island where you are the only human being. What is the $100 note can do? Give it to the monkeys. I give you $100, go and bring the mango down. It has no meaning. So that limitation, whatever they give also is limited. And even that $100 note by itself is not joy. It is only a means to a joy, right? With that money, if you can't buy anything, what's the point in having that? Similarly, the Devatas can give you the means to joy, but they are not the ones who have joy in them to give you. Suha lesha na atra samshaya asti. There's no doubt about this. But who can give you that unlimited joy? Ajanim amrita rupam sambam isham bhajanti. Yaha iha, or ye, because it is plural, ye iha bhajante, those who worship here, whom? Ajanim jananarahitam amrita rupam, one who is of the nature of immortality, sambam isham bhajanti, te danyaha, they are indeed are blessed, paramasaukyam labante, they obtain the supreme joy. You go to a dentist to clean or repair your teeth, and he smiles. He doesn't have a teeth. No, you wonder, should I continue with this guy? So one who himself is not Amrita, and how can you give any everlasting joy there? Huh? That's why whether we like it or not, our last name is Ananda. See? You have to, supposed to be Ananda. And then only you can give joy to others. It's saukyam buddhilesha leshadayime shakradayo nirvrita yacchitte nitaram prashanta kalani labdva murir nirvrita yasmin nitya sukambudo galitadihi brahmaiva tat brahmavit na brahmavit yak kaschit surendra vandita patau nunam manisha. The last verse in Manisha. It's saukyam buddhilesha leshad ime shakradayo nirvrutaha bhavanti. The joy of a realized person, even a drop with which even the Shakradaya, Indradaya, Nirvrataha bhavanti, forever they are fulfilled. Then, Yachchitte nitaram galitadihi prashanta kalane laptva nirvrataha. That Munihi, whose mind has completely merged in the self, he becomes totally fulfilled in life. Yasmin nitya sukambudau galitatihi. Sukha ambudau atmani galitatihi, completely merged. Nitya sukambudau. Brahmaiva na brahmavit. Such a one is very Brahman itself. Na brahmavit. Yakkaschit sa Surendra vandita padau, whose feet are even worshipped by Surendra. No, Manisha, that person is my teacher. So who is the real one who can give you that absolute bliss? Ajanim amrita rupam sambamisham bhajanti ye iha, those who are paramasaukyam labante. Supreme bliss they get. Now, first day itself, I told you what that means. How is it different from pleasure or joy or happiness? Ananda has no opposite at all. You cannot say Ananda, not there. And it is not that we don't know. That Ananda we all are aware, already aware. In the Advaita Makaranda, beautifully the first verse itself says, second verse itself says. What? Who am I? Ahamasmi sada abhami kada chinnaham apriyata. Brahmaiva hamatas sittam satchidananda lakshanam. Ahamasmi. All of us know. Are you there? Don't ask anybody else. Are you there? Wait. Am I? You don't need to ask anybody. Ahamasmi. Sada bhami. I know. What? I know that I am. Kadachit na aham apriya bhavan. No time I become undear to myself. Is it not? What do you love? I love that which gives me happiness. You love yourself? Yes. Then you are the very source of happiness. Ananda. But we, out of our ignorance, we look for that everywhere except there, where it is. So one who has that's why Galitati, Sukambudau Galitati. So to that, reach that very source of that very happiness, the Ananda, that one who is representing that very source of happiness, very embodiment of happiness, the Lord, Ajanim amrita rupam sambamisham bhajanti. Those who are continuously worshipping that Lord, who in turn reflects the self. As you stand in front of the Lord, remember, He is none other than a mirror showing who you really are. Bhagavan is only a reflection of the self within. If you approach it that way, then you realize that even though I see Him in there, but actually I'm seeing myself there. Is it not when you stand in front of the mirror, you see outside, but actually are you seeing something outside? Whom are you seeing in the mirror? What are you seeing? What do you see in the mirror? Mirror or you? What are you seeing? You? How can you be there? You are here or there then? I see me there so that I can see me. I'm not confusing you, okay? I'm seeing myself only there. Similarly, when you are in the altar of the Lord, that Bhagavan represents none other than your supreme being, the self alone, which is of the nature of absolute bliss. We never have a Bhagavan in our Hindu tradition who is unhappy. Isn't that? Unhappy God, you see, anyway. So the blissful Lord alone, you see. Of course, they carry weapon. That's very dangerous. Only to threaten others who are not having the correct attitude. Like a police also carries, a cop also carries gun, not for everybody. For those who are committing wrong things, then they should be afraid of. See, that's why in our tradition, we should not make the children go to temple out of fear. If you don't go, I will kill you, will destroy you. Then mind will become negative. Bhagavan is Amrita Swarupa, Ananda Swarupa Paramatma. Go to him for love, to get love, to introduce yourself to yourself. Ajanim Amrita Rupam Sambamesham Bhajante Ya Iha Paramasaukyam Tehi Danya Labante. More of it we see in the next class. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukkhabhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. A small announcement is there. You can cut off. See, we have our retreat center in PRC, 4 hours from here. And that is our real, what I would say as like Uttarakashi in Himachal or Siddhabari. In United States, that is the abode of Gurudev, really. Because that is where he stayed for continuously 3-4 months to give that Gita lectures. You all know how it's available. So that is his own place where he stayed also, and he has his own house there. So that is the place where we need to really make it a place of Gurudev, and his memory remains there. His presence is still there. So there has been a lot of activities you have all been doing, no doubt. Channel is the one which is utilizing the place maximum. But in the past 2 years or so, because of COVID, and we have not used to utilize that place much. But we have taken the responsibility of making sure that that place is well maintained. And we have a team of members here in San Jose who have come forward to do that. Krishna is there. Our Prasanna is not here. Prasanna is not here. Lalit. And who else here? Anybody else I'm missing there? So there are a few people are there who are taking responsibility. So my request to you is, it is very near to you only, more than us, San Diego or Seattle. So whenever you feel like having a retreat, please utilize that place. When you go there, you know what needs to be done. So often, now the summer is going to come, and then you can, we are going to have a 2-week camp by Swami Ishwarananda on first 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita from July 1st to 14th. You're all welcome to attend. It will be a wonderful Gita Marathon. You are all running constantly here and there. Om run, this run, that run. Now you do Gita Marathon also. So that will be from 1st of July to 14th. More details will come to you. But please participate. And then if you would like to go as a family to spend some solitude there, you can do that also whenever the place is available. Our Aparna is also very actively engaged in the administrative process. So I'm also going this Sunday to that place. My appeal to you all, if you are interested to help us in any way for maintaining that place, etc., please approach Aparna or Krishna or Prasanna or Lalit, who would give you some guidance. Because everyone to go there very often is difficult. So whoever goes there can accomplish certain tasks, maintaining some few things there. It's our own place. Therefore, it is our responsibility. Nobody, not somebody else's. And once you go there, you realize how peaceful it is, how beautiful it is, how serene it is. How many of you have not gone there? Raise your hand. You all should. Then you will realize how beautiful it is. So please do that. Thank you. Hari Om.